There we go. Yeah. Another
Yo.
one.
What it do? What it do?
Oh, man. Here on this glorious Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Ready to get back at it. We got an early bird in here. Welcome. Market Monday Review.
Square
Brought to you
Knowledge.
by Square Knowledge. We have a nice, quick little episode for you guys this evening. Brought to you, of course, the good gentleman at Earn Your Leisure, Troy Millings, Rashad Bilal, Ian Dunlap, and a guest speaker on their show, Jessica Lane. She seems like a pretty bright individual.
Yep.
We'll have some,
Forex business.
Yep.
Exchange.
Yep. We'll have some gems that she dropped. So yeah, man, almost a hump day, about halfway through the week. Square, thank God, man. I'm glad Square did show some life. They were flatlining on me.
Are you in there too?
Square, yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Are you hitting some people? You see, you already forgot.
Damn, I did forget.
See, tardy
For the fucking party.
I hit up a bunch.
I feel like I need to scroll down and do some people I don't really do.
Exactly. That's what I do. You got to skip the Facebook part because if you do the Facebook, it won't send. Yo, my guy Jalil, I appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Welcome to Square Knowledge.
I'm gonna invite Ian. We get Ian in here. What's up?
That'll be cracking.
For real.
You probably get like 100 DMs though every day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, see, dang, man, you're that guy on here, man. You're Ian in our talk.
What'd you say?
I said you're Ian. I must be Rashad or somebody. Because my guy Jalil said, "All right, Trey, drop some fire today."
Oh yeah. I'm ready
You're that
for
guy.
y'all.
You're that guy. I'm here to support you.
East Hill BP, what up? East Hill B, not BP. My bad, B. BH. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. We 5 minutes here. Should we dive on in on the Olympics? Oh, hold on. Let me get to mine. I gotta cover our butts. Oh man. Dang, I'm not prepared today. I have it in my other folder.
It's hard.
All right, yeah, whatever. I can freestyle it. Market Monday Review, man. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna run it like we always run it. We're gonna give you the highlights of last night's episode of Market Monday, brought to you by the guys at EYL, Rashad, Troy, and Ian. There's a special guest, Jessica Lane. We got some good stuff coming from them for you guys. Before we get started, though, please do your own research. Trading and investing has considerable risk. Consult with a financial advisor. consult with a financial advisor and do your research for your own special circumstances. You know, everybody doesn't have the same circumstances. So one plan that works for me may not work for D-Time, you know, and vice versa. So do your research, consult with a financial advisor. Yeah. Our information is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So yeah, tap in, man. Dive in with us, learn with us, grow with us.
Tap into Monday Market update as well. You know what I'm saying? They definitely giving you a lot of gems. That's where we're getting our research from. We follow them obviously to the T, and that's why we want to just make sure you guys are tapping into the information that they offer.
Yep, exactly. I post it every Monday, so those that are following me every Monday, I post their links. You can follow them and watch the episode with us. Maybe tap in, maybe become a part of Square Knowledge. I don't know.
You never know.
It's possible. So yeah, let's do it, man. They started it off. They were in London, which was pretty cool. They've had some good updates and good posts and entertaining things. But they started it off with Ian talking about 4 trades to take in the market if the market drops or falls apart. And these trades he's talking about are future contracts. Now, future contracts are it's future prices. That's really all I know about future contracts. We're going to talk about Forex as well, which is foreign exchange, foreign currency. So Jessica Lane, she talks a lot about that. But yeah, so for the future contracts, 4 trades to make are the Dow future, the gold future, the bond future, and the crude future. Crude is oil, for those that don't know, because I did not until I watched that episode.
Yep.
But for the Dow future, 33 contracts at 53 points, I think it was. I was all over the place in my notes today. The gold future is 10 contracts at 40 points. The bond future is 25 contracts at 20 points. And the crude future is 20 contracts at 40 points. And they also call them ticks. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know much about it. Dive in, though. Research. Tap in. If you know, please let us know. On we go.
On we go.
Economics. So this is like our economic results section about things that are happening in the economy. No shocker. Has to do with Russia and Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one big thing, I think it hit the news. It might have hit the news I think it was this week. There's a lot of sanctions going on with Russia. Financial sanctions that America and other world leaders are putting on Russia, making it tough on them. And an example of a sanction is they've been taken off of I think it's the SWIFT banking system, and it's the SWIFT banking system. It's just a way to send money, send and receive money. So yeah, they've been taken off of that, and it's shut down. Not all their banks in their country, but it's shut down a good amount of them. So yeah, Ian was talking about how it's bad for Russia. I mean, when you're getting attacked economically from all angles, and you're being painted this bad guy, if you have these economic sanctions, it could be bad for you because you don't have it cuts off your funding. And you don't have anything backing you up. One thing that Ian talked about that would help them is if China was to back them up, right? You want to talk about what Rashad was saying on how if that's likely or unlikely?
Let's see. Yeah. It's very tough just because what Putin's doing, Russia's doing right now is they're kind of being a lone wolf right now. They're kind of going. This was not the game plan supposedly from what what the team is saying from EYL, but it's bad because obviously everyone's against Russia right now. Obviously, they haven't hit a NATO country just yet, or a NATO country just yet. But as you know, these sanctions, like what Trey just said, the sanctions and all that stuff is basically freezing them up in every way, shape, or form. So if China did back them up, it might not be a good look for them, just because obviously no one's liking what they're doing. Even, Russia itself is not liking what Putin's doing right now. So it's not a good look right now. He's kind of a lone wolf, kind of, what I'm saying, running on his own will.
Kind of him against the world.
So it's not a good look for Russia, for China to jump in, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, keep an eye on it, keep on watching, because the one interesting thing that they said, when this all first happened, when Russia first, crossed the border to Ukraine, if you didn't notice in the news, China was flying over Taiwan.
Yeah.
Kind of at the same time, and we don't believe if you believe in coincidence, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But that's just something to kind of take take note of it, that they were kind of pushing the envelope as well. And so it's been talks that they could team up, or the plan was for the team up from obviously watching Monday Market Updates. That's kind of what they've been talking about a little bit. Obviously, no one knows exactly, but. So right now Russia's kind of doing their own thing right now, and it's not a good look. A lot of people are losing a lot on their end, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, both ways. Yeah. Rashad thinks he thinks it's going to be settled quickly. Yeah, but like you were saying, it wouldn't be a good look, if and China's not stupid, right?
Right.
They're a powerful country, and will they team up with Russia down the line? Who knows? It's a possibility. They're obviously allies, but for them to jump in right now, they wouldn't have, they wouldn't have a lot of support.
Right.
It would. So,
and then with all, just to add on, with all this happening, Russia's index, just like our S&P, there's RSX is went to its all-time low. And they closed it. You know what I'm saying? So their stock market, you cannot buy in, you can't buy out. Like, it is shut down. Like, so that just shows you that they're getting hit hard.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And so another thing that this what this is causing to happen is it's putting pressure on like the Russian elites. I forgot that there was a name that they used, the Kremlin or Kremlin.
Yeah.
I think it is a Kremlin, something like that. They're putting pressure on them by like kicking their kids out of private schools, stuff like that. Because when you're applying these pressure to these billionaires that are in Russia, if now you're not only going at Putin, but you're going at these multi-billionaires that are in this country, they're not going to like that. So which in turn, if you run a country, you gotta keep your people happy, especially your richest class.
Right.
So they're putting pressure on them as well to try and pull back Putin, because if the Kremlin, if I'm not mistaken, if that's how you pronounce it, if they're unhappy, that's also gonna cause an internal conflict, within the country. So they'd have external conflict going on, and then if this internal conflict, ramps up the pressure, they're hoping that this can draw Putin's aggression, draw it back. So and also Netflix is in the mix with Russia. Netflix is not streaming any Russian TV shows or movies or whatever on Netflix right now, and because of that, Russia told Netflix, like, look, if you don't start streaming our stuff again, we're gonna ban Netflix from our country. And so if that happens, the guys at EYL, Rashad and Troy was talking about, he was saying he doesn't. What's good, Ike? Ant, thanks for joining in, y'all. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Sherry, what's up? Thanks for tapping in. I still got that hat for you. I'm gonna send it, I promise. But so what Rashad was saying, not Rashad, Troy. Over 1 million users in Russia that Netflix has. That's the number they put it at, like a million Russians that have Netflix. So it's a good chance that it will get banned, and Netflix won't budge, because, like we said, Russia is public enemy number one right now, right? It's if you're joining sides with Russia, it's gonna put a stain on your resume at this certain
Yep.
time, So yeah, Russia versus Netflix. Netflix got in the mix. What up, Herbie? Thanks for tapping in, bro. That wraps up the economic results section. Now we're going to go to a gold and precious metal section, which Jessica Lane, this is where she also had a few gems that she dropped in. During times of crisis, during times of war, all precious metals, gold, silver, all that is people flee to it, So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have, Gold and precious metals can't be taken from you unless you're trading on exchange with them. So physical gold, physical precious metals, also, those are in times of war. Those things tend to rise.
Yeah, and it has. I think they were talking about gold went up pretty high. It might come down. Ian was talking about it might come down a little bit, but it's a solid play. It's something that. See, it's too late to jump on a bullish gold run.
Yeah.
Or is it too late?
No, I don't think it's too late. But Ian was talking about, it's a good question, Taylor. Appreciate you tapping in, brother.
Appreciate it, T. How you been?
It's not. No, it's not too late. But you want to. This is where technicals come in. You want to look at the charts and see what it's doing. When it's spiking, you don't want to jump in. Whether it's gold, anything, The guys were talking about. Ian was talking about how he expects it to have a dead cat bounce, which is when a price skyrockets up and then drops back down. So they were saying that it jumped up in the last week, beginning of this week, and now this week they're expecting it to taper back down some before it potentially gets bullish again. Like Taylor was saying, I love the investing vocabulary. Love it. So watch it. See what it did, how much it jumped up, and if it's pulling back, how many days has it been pulling back, and tap in. Babe, I see you just joined in. Come through the side. I'll unlock the door for you. Man, it's not too late, man. Watch it. It's gonna be going down. I'm back. So, what was that? Gold, precious metals. Yep. Also, this is what Jessica Lane was talking about. A lot of this stuff that we're going to be talking about right now is from Jessica Lane. She was also talking about when there's fear in the market that you buy commodities. Fear in the market, buy commodities. Fear in the market is when gold, precious metals, that stuff goes up. And some safe havens. This is what Jessica was talking about. Safe havens, as far as foreign exchanges, foreign currencies, are the yen, Japanese yen, the Swiss franc. Those are two of them. She actually said she doesn't trade the Swiss franc very much or at all, because it's very stagnant, it moves very slow, which is why it is it's a safe haven. Mm-hmm. That's why she puts it in her safe haven spot. So, yeah. We already touched on how Russia's dropped. 4 economic indicators. Like I said, this is for talking about the if you're trading forex, right?
Yeah, foreign exchange.
Exactly. Forex is foreign exchange, foreign currencies, trading foreign currencies. Just like the futures, I don't know. We're not too up on that game as far as futures and foreign exchange, but we'll drop the knowledge, the highlights that that they were talking about. 4 economic indicators, and these indicators also work well for stocks as well. So, GDP, consumer index, and producer index, and non-foreign payroll, which is obviously non-foreign American. And one of the statistics in that is basically new job stats, right? If we're supposed to have, 500 new jobs this month, but there's only 300 jobs this month, that shows you that the economy isn't trending in the right way, right? So you can expect these pullbacks, and that clearly makes sense for if you're trading foreign currencies.
What's up, beautiful? Appreciate you tapping in.
Yeah, appreciate all you guys tapping in. So yeah, so stick. Also, what she touched on was sticking with the major currencies because they're more predictable.
Yeah.
Ian, I think he said like top five, and it's kind of obvious, but I mean maybe not. You want to stick with the sorry, my phone's tweaking. You want to stick with those major currencies because they're more predictable. If you start trading in countries that, I don't know, Russia, for example, right? If you're trading in the Russian stock market, your stuff is basically gone right now. It's frozen on you. You can't trade. You can't pull your money out. You can't put money in. You can't do nothing. So a lot of other countries are more unpredictable. So if you want to, it's just a way higher risk, way higher gamble that you really probably shouldn't take. A few more of those major currencies. Australia, I forgot what the Australian's currency is called, but Australian, Swiss franc, I touched on that, the yen, touched on that, the euro, and of course the American dollar. A couple exotic ones she said that she named that some people like to trade are like the lira and the peso. But enter at your own risk. The peso, like I said, some of those places, some of those countries just aren't as stable, and they're not. You can't really count on them. They're not as predictable. So, yeah, proceed with caution. You got anything to add to that, my brother?
Nope, you handle it. The forex exchange is definitely new territory for me. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Also, too, while they're touching on these, as far as this is our first episode. What's good, Trent? Thanks for joining, bro. The foreign exchange and the futures market, which we haven't touched on at all in any of these episodes, but they're bringing these. It's not a coincidence or it's not random why they're talking about these right now, right? They're talking about these because in times when the market is pulling back like it is, these are ways to offset your losses, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you have long-term portfolio, your long-term portfolio right now is trending downwards. So if you learn these other things like futures and forex, these are ways to make money while your long-term portfolio might be taking some hits.
Yeah. One of the things that Ian said was, like with the question, how do you control the bleeding from the stock market continuing to go down? And he said basically to keep trading. So obviously the futures that he talked about is another way, another option. Again, do your own research, and then as you said, the forex exchange is another option as well. Yeah. And then just keep on trading. You know what I'm saying? As the market being volatile doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It helps you bring the prices go down. Even though I know it's not at a healthy time or a good time. With people going through whatever they're going through in Russia, Ukraine, and all that stuff. But disaster is when you're when the market goes down to where you're able to buy in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We're not advocating or happy that it's such bad times, but when things like this do happen, it does open a lot of opportunities to make money.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, real quick, I want to backtrack to the economic results section. We were talking about how Russia has these sanctions that are happening. What happens too is sanctions like this happen. What's up, Allie? What's up, Karen? Sanctions like this happen before physical war actually kicks off, So America, we're not in the war, so we're doing these sanctions and stuff like that. It's just, there's things that happen in economic, patterns or just steps that, this is one thing. And it's $1 trillion that has been frozen for the Russians. So you can see, it's $1 trillion. It's impacting them for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Let's move on. We have a couple stocks we're going to talk about real quick. Square and Microsoft.
Square was down last week. It took a hit when it hit rock bottom. Went all the way to 82. Huh?
Yeah, it's been down. Yeah. You're right.
It went all the way down to like 82 shares or 82, and then this week though it came back up like 40-something%. ish. I'm not exactly sure on the number, but it went all the way to like 130. But I think it's steady right now at 127, which is good. What I'm saying? Obviously, this is one of Ian's picks of the year. He loves or he likes Square. He's kind of
no, you're right. He loves
he's holding on with Square. He was one of his picks for the year. And obviously he's he's the investment guru of the squad, and and then he says the CEO still has news to come. So obviously Trey will give you a little bit more detail, but then the last thing I have for him with Square is Ian predicts in 4 months it's at like 120, 130, 128, 127, 130. In about 4 months it should hit to like the 180s. So keep an eye on Square. It's definitely, as you heard Trey earlier, that he's in Square. So it's one of those. It's one of those good ones that that the team likes, and I'm definitely going to be looking into it. But right now, it definitely took a hit last week. So if you're able to capitalize that, that's a good thing, right? And then obviously it's coming up. It came back up this week, and then it should keep on going up. And then, as I said, the news has not came out to what supposedly they have something in store for us, but it hasn't came out. They haven't revealed it just yet.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, you're right, Herbie. If you guys want to look in the comments, my cousin Herbie there, he just put a great comment in there. We talk about indexing ETFs a lot. I'll just read his comment real quick. If you're nervous about the market trending down, play it safe with index funds and ETFs that pay dividends. Like,
exactly.
I couldn't have said that any better myself. So. 2 tech, 2 index, which we're going to get to. We've said in almost every episode. But yeah, man, it's that's the way to go.
You got some information about Microsoft, though, right?
Yeah. But I want to touch on Square a little bit too. Square was down since it's been trending down since honestly October, and man, that thing was bleeding on me. I'm not gonna lie, and it's funny because it really shows you have to have patience and be in it for the long term and let things play out. Because on Monday I was on the phone with Yaz and I was like, I checked the Square price and I was like, wait, hold on, what happened? It's at 126, and bro, I swear, before that, earlier in the morning, I was like, man, should I sell these off and then like re-get my positions? Should I cut my losses? This and that, And then boom, I found out over Friday, and then Monday. On Friday, it gapped up from about $80. It gapped up all the way to it opened at 113, 114. So that obviously excited me and just it re-cemented my belief that I got to stay in it long term. Got to stay long
term is a game.
And let these things play out. Watch them and not be reactionary to the moment. So, one of the reasons why Square has been trending down, for the last few months, is just because they don't, like you were saying, they haven't announced their plan, right? They haven't. Jack Dorsey hasn't announced his plan with his new team, so nobody really knows what they're doing, what's happening. So as it's trending down, a lot of the large funds started selling off their positions, and why it gapped up and bounced back up is because they had positive results. They had earning reports and just some other reports, but they outperformed their expectations. So now, and also Ian was talking about, when a good company can only get so low before people are like, okay, it's a steal, it's a bargain, and that's what happened. That's why we saw the price go back up. So something to look at. Square, pay attention to them, what they have going on. So the other company we're going to touch on was Microsoft. I'm going to pull up their chart real quick. I got them on my on deck category here.
Everyone should have them on deck. They are one of the top tech.
If not the top.
If not the top, they are the kings of the whole stock game right now. So everyone should have them on the radar. Just so even if you're not buying in, just to kind of see, because whatever they're doing, you can kind of get a gist of what's going on. Obviously, you want to look at indexes too and all the Dow Jones and all that stuff, but Microsoft is a king right now. So
Yeah.
definitely keep it rare. Go ahead.
Yeah. So back at the end of January, Microsoft was pulling down. We did an episode and we talking about Troy, one of his picks, and it wasn't just one of his picks. They were talking about the recent purchases they made. What's up, Erica? And he was talking about Microsoft. And on January 24th, Microsoft, it pulled down all the way to 275, I think that is. Yeah, 276. And if you look at Microsoft, if you look at their chart and you have some technicals brought up, like a 200-day moving average, once it got under 290, 294, if you look throughout the history of their stock, it doesn't stay below its 200-day moving average very long. So right away, Troy was like, okay, this is piquing my interest. And it dropped as low as 270, like I said, 275 or whatever. So when that happened, he said, okay, now's the time. I got to buy, right? And he bought. And then just the very next day, it jumped up to 290. The day after that, it jumped all the way up to 307, 308, closed at right below 300. So that was a few weeks ago, right? That was, or about a month ago or so. Fast forward to just Monday, or fast forward actually to last week. Once again, it hit that 200-day support level and it dropped under. It dropped under for 4 days. And on that fourth day, what happened? It got to that 270 range that Troy was talking about, right? And it had a big positive day. I looked at it on this day, bro. I looked at it. It was Thursday. I remember it. I was down at Yaz's house, and I looked at it. I'm like, man, it's at 270? Bro, in that one day, it went from a large positive candle, went from 272 to 293. So it went up over $20 in that one day and closed right below the 200-day support level. The next day, it went above the 200-day support level. Again, it stayed above it. The next day, today, it closed right below it. So what I'm trying to say is Troy gave us the recipe. It happened once for us back a few weeks ago at the end of January. It happened again just on the 24th last week.
Yep.
So keep your eye on this stock. It is trending down, but it's Microsoft. It's going to do its thing, and it's not going to stay below that 200-day moving average very long. And it closed like right at it today. So I'm watching it. One time I learned about it. The second time I watched that fastball go right by home plate. The third time, if that thing drops any lower below that 200-day moving average, especially hits that 270 range, I'm buying in. And you know, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, not CPAs, we're none of that. But we're just going off the technicals and what the guys at EYL, the game that they're dropping for us, and I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna tap in with that. So yeah,
tap in. Yeah, definitely. Be on the lookout for Microsoft.
Yep. All right, let's keep it moving. This is Ian's Master of the Market Blueprint. We're gonna run through a few of his guidelines for mastering the market. You buy in at the 72-day moving average or the yearly open. 72-day moving average. If you don't know what it is, ask a question, but it involves technicals. Your exit point is you're holding for 30 years or
long-term gain.
Yeah, exactly. 30 years or 5 years if me and Darius kind of went back and forth because it was kind of it was open for interpretation, but 30 years, 5 years, or 5x the investment. What were you saying about?
So you hold for 30 years is the name of the game, or 5 years if that stock or that that company basically profits 5x, so 5 times
your investment.
Your investment. Then you have the open gateway to kind of take some out and do whatever you need to do because it did its job for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that's after 5 years. So you give it a 5-year checkpoint. and you kind of do, check your game plan, and you should already have a game plan in contract, or basically, you know what I'm saying, so you
In
can
place.
play. So
Yeah.
so 5x profit on when you want to buy out.
Yeah.
And then, as always, 2 index, 2 tech, or the top 3 stocks in each category. So the tech category, Microsoft, Apple, basically healthcare and all that good stuff. So you can obviously, play how you want to play, but if it's 2 tech, 2 index, or you can go to the top 3 stocks in each category, depending on how you like to play.
Yep. And then he kept it going with 3 indicators: quantitative easing, inverted yield curve, and 20 years in the market. This was another thing that was kind of open to interpretation. My take from it was a company that has been solid for at least 20 years in the market. And some things to help protect you. He called it his freedom satellite. These things help protect you when markets are bearish, right? When there's downturns and things aren't going in a positive way. So these things are life insurance, a business, real estate, stocks, legal teams, legal things put in place, and multiple streams of income. We talked about that on prior episodes. If you want us to touch on that, go ahead, ask a question. And then he also had some a slight little blueprint for futures trading. 25 contracts for bonds at 21 ticks, and then also VIX levels to pay attention to. It are 155, 137, 90, 82, and 39. If you watch the episode, he gets more precise with it. He's like 39.67, 90 point, whatever. VIX levels. If anyone wants to know, go ahead and ask. I'll be happy to tell you guys about that. What the VIX level is, of course. We got about one section left. We're doing pretty decent on time. We'll go ahead and plow through this. D-Time, anything you wanted to add before we get to this last little part?
You handle it. You got it.
Yep. All right. So some things to know about the market, what's going on today. You actually touched on it. We already touched on it earlier. The Russian market dropped 45%, and then they cut that thing off. Stay away from countries out of the top 5. This is another thing we already touched on. Be mindful of volatile countries. Have risk management in place. Be prepared when markets are crashing. A big one was, and a lot of this, like we said, they had Jessica Lane in there, and she's which sounds like to me a forex trading expert, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
But basically international markets underperform the USA.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be trading in other international markets, be aware and know why you're in them. Don't just get in them because you heard somebody tell you some things. Know why you're in them. Have your goal, have your target, hit those things, Another thing to know that he touched on was trading can turn to gambling. So like we already said, trading has considerable risk. Approach it wisely, consult, and be aware.
Mm-hmm. And just to add on to that, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed the pattern, but even from what we've talked about from previous live videos and previous sessions, and then now with forex trading, futures, international countries, the pattern's always been with the top 5 countries, top 5 stocks, top 5 categories, top 5. Even Jessica Lynn says, with her, buying commodities, buying, with the U.S., the dollars or, the currencies, it's the top 5. So obviously there's some other ones, like how you said it was Switzerland, how it's a safe haven, but it's not one of the top 5. So she kind of stays away from it, even though because it's very slow, it's stagnant, it doesn't really, march up. So she doesn't really work with that one. But so if you saw, if you've noticed that pattern, it's always stay with the top 5, top 3 categories in all levels, right? And then, like you said, as you can see, what's going on with Russia right now, international play right now is just, they have a lot more control over what you can do and can do. I believe, like you said, a lot of the Russian high class or moguls, they're getting shut down. They're getting a lot of the stuff frozen right now because they're part of the Russia economy. And even though they might be international to where they have a lot of stuff in the U.S. where they can't even get to or use, or money they can't use because of the control that their country has. So you're just going to be aware if you are going to play with the international, right now. And they say, and then obviously they do say that that this could change within the next 50 years. You just got to know where the top players are, right? Apple, Amazon, all the top players are U.S. based. You know what I'm saying? They even talked about how, BMW cars and all that stuff are from other places and they're good value, but they're not the top dogs right now. So the top dogs are all U.S. companies.
Yeah. Well, those like BMW, they are top dogs, but they have a stronghold on American,
Right.
American people buying their products.
Right. So, and that's why they kind of say stay with the U.S. Wave.
U.S. market, yeah. So some stocks to look at. We'll close it up. That Troy was looking at, he named a few. Ian named one. Troy's looks Disney, CrowdStrike, and Live Nation. Ian is the one he put out was John Deere. He said it's around like 360 something right now. His buy-in target for John Deere is 327. John Deere is huge in the construction company. All the time I'm driving on the freeways and you see them building this stuff. Look, I guarantee you'll probably see John Deere. So
and it's for the regular consumer. Your lawnmower, your tractors, all that stuff. It's all John Deere. So
yeah. So yeah, man, that about wraps it up. You know what? I think I have like a question here. How do my cousin put it? He said, you watching any emerging EV companies other than Tesla? How do I put that? Oh, okay. There. I think it just popped up for you guys. No, I am not. I've heard of other one NIO. That one I heard about a while ago.
Say it again. What was the ticker?
NIO. You told me about that. NIO?
Yeah. Yep. I think it's the China version of Tesla.
That's something like that. That's the only other one I really know about. Herbie, to answer your question, I'm not watching any other emerging electrical vehicle companies. NIO is the only one I did know about, and it looks like it's been trending down for about what month are we in? March. It's been trending down for about a year. So, I mean, I don't know much about it though. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that about wraps it up. We just have a couple quotes. Darius, want to hit that first one?
Yep. The one quote that Jessica Lynn kind of gave us was, "Where is the big? Always look where the big money is putting their money." So obviously, where are the big dogs? Putting their money. You know what I'm saying? That's something you want to always look at. Just something, just a gem to kind of just think over. You know what I'm saying? If the big dogs are doing it, that's obviously a good play, right?
Yeah. Follow the money. And the last one is compound your account. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. Compound your account. Yep. So yeah, man, that does it for another Market Monday review brought to you by Square Knowledge. Thank you guys for joining in, tapping in. Thanks for the questions. We set an all-time high for our questions tonight. 3.
Appreciate you, man.
Good number.
Keep bringing those questions because it's definitely helping everybody that's in there, or when they do watch it. Some is definitely good information. So please send the questions in.
Yep. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Until next week, you guys.
Kels, you're a little late to the party, but hey, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate the view. Anyway, what up, Kels? So yeah, man, until next week. Thank you guys. We'll be back again with another Market Monday review.
Peace.
Holla.
Y'all have a good one. All right, bro.
All right.